The envelope is sitting on your kitchen table when you wake. You didn't put it there. Your door was locked. But somehow it's there. Thick, unmarked, rubber banded shut. You open it. Inside is more cash than you make in 3 months. And underneath the cash, a single playing card. The ace of spades. No note. No explanation. Your phone buzzes. Unknown number. You answer. You've been noticed. That's all they say. Then the line goes dead. And just like that, your old life is over. You didn't go looking for this world, but somehow this world found you. Maybe it started with a favor, a small one, something that felt harmless at the time. Maybe you grew up in the right neighborhood, or the wrong one. Maybe someone you trusted vouched for you to someone you'd never met. It doesn't matter how the door opened. What matters is that you walked through it. The organization doesn't have a name you're allowed to say out loud. You don't call it the Mafia. You don't call it anything. You refer to it the way everyone else does, with a nod, a look, a vague gesture. People who know. People who don't aren't supposed to. The structure is older than you can imagine. At the top sits the boss, the man whose name is spoken in whispers, whose decisions ripple down through every layer like a stone dropped in still water. Below him, underbosses and capos manage crews. Each crew runs a piece of the city: gambling, protection, imports, construction contracts. Everything flows upward, cut by cut, until it reaches the top. And then there's you. You're an associate, not a made man, not a full member. You're on the outside of the circle, pressing your nose against the glass. You do work for the crew. You earn, you prove yourself. And if you're lucky, if you're careful, one day they might let you fully in. But right now, you're the lowest rung, and that means you're the most exposed. Your mornings start early. Before the city wakes up, you're already moving. You drive. That's most of what you do at first. You pick up packages you're not supposed to open. You drop off envelopes you're not supposed to count. You park outside buildings and wait, sometimes for hours, watching who comes and goes. You don't ask questions. That's the first rule you learned. The only rule that really matters. You do what you're told, when you're told, and you keep your mouth closed like it's been sewn shut. The crew operates out of a social club on the east side of the city. A dingy front room with a few tables, a coffee machine, and a television always tuned to the wrong channel. The real business happens in the back, behind a door you weren't allowed through for the first 6 months. Now, sometimes, they let you stand near it. You learn the rhythms quickly. Tuesday is collection day. You ride along with a man named Sal, broad shoulders, quiet voice, always smelling faintly of cigar smoke, to collect payments from businesses in the neighborhood. A restaurant here, a dry cleaner there, a car dealership that doesn't ask where its financing comes from. Nobody fights it. Nobody calls the police. They hand over the envelope and you carry it back to the car without making eye contact. After collections, there's usually a meal. Long lunches at a corner table, red wine, too much food. You learn that the conversations at these lunches are never casual. Every story is a test. Every joke has a lesson inside it. You listen more than you speak. That's noticed. That's appreciated. On the surface, your life looks almost normal. You tell your family you're in logistics. You wear decent clothes. You drive a clean car. You pay your bills in cash. But underneath, you are always watching your back. 3 months in, something changes. Sal doesn't show up for Tuesday collections. No call, no message. His phone rings twice and goes to voicemail. You've never seen that happen before. Men like Sal don't just disappear without a word. Your capo, a sharp, thin man everyone calls the professor because of his reading glasses and cold precision, pulls you aside after lunch.
He looks at you for a long moment, like he's weighing something behind his eyes. You're doing Sal's route today, alone. You nod, because that's what you do. But as you drive the route solo, your mind starts spinning. You realize something. If Sal is gone, really gone, then someone knows things. Someone talked, or someone got caught, or something shifted in the invisible architecture of power that holds all of this together. And when that architecture shifts, pieces fall. Sometimes those pieces are people. You make the collections, every business pays, everything seems normal, but at the last stop, a laundromat on Merchant Street, the owner doesn't hand you an envelope. He looks at you with something you've never seen on this route before. Fear. Not of you, of something behind you. You turn around slowly. 2 men are standing at the entrance of the laundromat. You've never seen them before. They're wearing the kind of calm that only comes from experience, and they're looking directly at you.
You don't run. Running is the worst thing you can do. You nod at the men, pocket the laundromat owner's envelope, and walk out the front door like you own the sidewalk. They feel your eyes on your back the whole way to your car. Your heart is hammering. Your hands are completely steady. That split between what you feel and what you show is something this life has already trained into you without you even realizing. You call the professor from a payphone 2 blocks away. 3 rings. He picks up. "I know," he says before you can speak. "Come in, now." When you arrive at the club, the energy is different. The usual card game in the front room is gone. 3 men you don't know are standing near the door. Inside, the professor is at the back table with 2 other capos, men you've only ever seen from across a room. Sal, you learn, is cooperating with federal investigators. He's been flipped, and everything he knows, every name, every route, every collection, is now potentially in a file somewhere with your name attached to it. The room feels like it's shrinking. The professor looks at you across the table. How much does Sal know about you? You think carefully before you answer, because the wrong answer, even the wrong pause, could end everything. You tell the truth. Exactly what Sal knew. Exactly what he saw. No more, no less. And something shifts in the professor's expression. Not warmth. This man doesn't do warmth. But something like respect. A recalibration. "Good," he says. "Then you're useful." They give you a new role, something you weren't expecting. You become the crew's point of contact for a legitimate business, a construction company that handles city contracts. On paper, you're a project coordinator. In reality, you are the thin wall between the crew's money and the eyes of the federal government. You're laundering cash through payroll. You're moving numbers through invoices. You're learning very quickly that the real power in this world isn't violence, it's paperwork. And for the first time, they bring you fully into the back room. Months pass. The federal investigation makes noise but no arrests, at least not in your direction. Sal's cooperation turns out to be less catastrophic than expected. He knew enough to hurt some people, not enough to burn everything down. But you have changed. You look at the city differently now. Every restaurant, every construction site, every moving truck, you see the invisible economy underneath the visible one. You understand how power actually moves, and you understand something darker, that you are now part of a machine that does not let people simply walk away. The money is good, the access is extraordinary, but the weight, the constant pressing weight of what you know and who you know and what could happen if any thread gets pulled, that weight never leaves you. You carry it to dinner, you carry it to bed, you carry it in the steady hands that never shake, even when everything inside you is screaming. You are not the same person who opened that envelope. And then one evening, the professor calls you into the back room alone. He closes the door behind you. He sits across the table and folds his hands.
He looks at you the way he looks at people who matter. There's someone who wants to meet you, he says quietly. Someone above me. He lets that settle. You've earned it, but understand something before you agree. He leans forward. Once you meet this man, there is no more outside. You are either in completely, or you are a problem. He slides a phone across the table toward you. One contact saved. No name, just a number. Take the night, he says. Think carefully. You pick up the phone, and you already know what you're going to do. What happens when you make the call? Next episode, you go all the way in.